Greetings, comrades. Welcome to All Power to the People podcast on Grown Folks Talking, Express Yourself Internet Radio via the Huddle Team app. We meet every Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. We discuss local, national, and global events that impact the material conditions of the people and provide viable solutions. We are here to find those tired of the way their lives are socially constructed. As Panthers, we use dialectic materialism. As Dr. Huey P. Newton stated, power is the ability to define phenomena and make it act in a desired manner. From combating the housing crisis to police patrols, we are the vanguard in place to serve our communities. The purpose of this program is to highlight contradictions in the electoral process, which Western culture calls politics. Politics is the struggle for resources. Participating in America's electoral process has only taken resources from the people and handed it to the oligarchs and the professional managerial class that serve them by maintaining the status quo through coercion. We know that power lies with the people, and it is our duty to organize and educate the community so that they can fight for their own liberation. So please, join us every Sunday at 12 p.m. You can join by downloading the Huddle Team app, join online, or call in. The app and joining online is free, but if you call in, standard messaging rates may apply. Links to the show will be provided in the caption. This is General Secretary Patience of the new Afrikan Black Panther Party, NAB-PP North. All power to the people.
Classroom to give somebody some higher experience in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Without restrictions, because like I said, we all about selfless acts of love. We're not trying to disrupt nothing, we're just trying to create something. So we can get that, and just what we don't know, let us know. You feel me? Like, if it's a slumlord that's trying to get a contract, I know you might have to fuck with him, but let us know how he moving, so we can tell people don't fuck with him. You feel me? Like, you need the inside job. You know what I'm saying?
So that point, if you were to go put up the nets or anything himself, is there any recourse that he needs to be prepared for? If you were
Not really. I mean, one of our
just them taking it down. You gonna give me the face of the property charge, putting up basketball hoops. Let me sign out, give me my ticket. Shit over with. I'm gonna plead guilty.
Yeah, all power to the people. Hey, what you were just watching just now, if you hear, how many people here? How do I even see who's here right now? If what you were just watching just now is our city council, the Black Panther Party of New Jersey. We host our city councils every first, I think General Secretaries, every first Thursday of the month, right?
Yes, that's what it is so far, yes.
So far, yeah, in Plainfield. The Black Panther Party hosts their own city council meeting to try to find out what's going on in the community, what the people need, and how we can help them solve the issues in the community. Why do we do that? We do that because we're Maoists. When you listen to Mao, when you study Mao, these are the things they tell you need to have in place if you want to serve the people. You have to meet the people where they at. You have to actually serve the people, not try to exploit them, try to get stuff out of them, try to get them to pay your rent. You have to serve the people. I mean, and part of serving that is creating institutions like the council meetings where they don't have to go down to City Hall to go down there and complain to people that don't care, that are not going to listen to them, that work for somebody else, that work for the people that fund their campaigns. So we created our own City Hall. I mean, that's big, that's huge, that's work, that's work. That's the work that most people don't want to do. Most people don't have the time to do. They don't want to do it because it doesn't pay. I mean, but if you call yourself a revolutionary, if you're an activist, you're supposed to be helping the people, serving the people. These are the things you're supposed to be doing. But the Red Book by Chairman Mao, what chapters we doing today? I think 19, 20, 21. What chapter?
Just chapter 21. It's right there.
Only chapter 21? Yeah,
yeah.
Chapter 20. Yeah, we're doing chapter 21 today. We did 18, 19, and 20 last week. But we started reading the Red Book when it started the whole Twitter beef, and they came up with Red Note, and everybody was switching over from Twitter to Red Note. So we started reading the Red Book so people could understand what the Red Book is about. Because we, as Panthers, we know what the Red Book is about. All power to the people. Janai here. Yeah, I'm gonna have Janai. Don't go nowhere, yo. I'm gonna hit you in a second. I don't know why Burcliffe calling me. It was somebody hit Burcliffe and telling me he's supposed to be at the show instead of calling me. But yeah, I'm about to play anyway. Like I was saying, we started listening to the Red Book because everybody was switching over to Red Note, which means Red Book, and we're trying to show the people what the Red Book is about, because that's what we believe in as Maoists, as Marxist, Leninist Maoists. We follow the teachings of Mao. But if you listen to public culture, what is wrong with me right now? If you listen to mainstream culture, the way they speak about Mao, speak about the Red Book, as if it's something to try to brainwash you, people that belong in a cult, only people that cultist people listen to things like this. But listening to the book, because this is the audio book, for the last, 20 weeks, all it's telling you is how to prepare to deal with imperialism, to deal with capitalism. The people that's outside gentrifying our communities, the people that's making it almost impossible to survive, that you got to have 2-3 jobs to be able to pay rent and feed yourself. That's what Mao was telling you, how to deal with those people. And it makes sense that popular culture, that mainstream, would try to make sure people don't listen to Mao. Because when you start to listen to Mao, your perspective and your world outlook changes. I'm about to play it. It's only 6 minutes. But this 6 minutes are powerful. If this is your first time here, listen to it. Give it a chance. Because everything that we're talking about is basically around this 6 minutes. So give it a chance.
Chapter 21. Self-reliance and arduous struggle.
Patience.
On what basis should our policy rest? It should rest on our own strength, and that means regeneration through one's own efforts. We are not alone. All the countries and people in the world opposed to imperialism are our friends. Nevertheless, we stress regeneration through our own efforts, relying on the forces we ourselves organize. We can defeat all Chinese and foreign reactionaries. We stand for self-reliance. We hope for foreign aid, but cannot be dependent on it.
All right. If you don't understand Mao, you don't understand China, like I know you could be lost right now. You don't understand what he's talking about. But at one point, before the Chinese people got their country back, before they liberated themselves from imperialism, from England, from France, from America, a few European countries that were there, dominating them, controlling all the means of production in China, including Japan. Before all of that, before they liberated themselves, there were things they had to do, practical things they had to do to put in place to be able to achieve their revolution. That's what Mao is talking about right now. That's what he's explaining. He's explaining what work is. Like, I don't want to jump the gun. I want you to listen to it, but I want to give you, contextualize it on what he's talking about right now, so you're not lost. Mao is basically talking about how they're going to defeat not only the European Western nations that are in China, that control China right now. Put yourself back. Go back to the 1900s, 1800s. Try to go back and understand that Europeans, just like they control Africa, just like they control everywhere, they control China too. And not only did they control China, not only did Mao how to fight against those European forces, the Japanese forces, he also had to fight with the Chinese forces, the Chinese people that were well, how do I say, collaborators with all the foreign invaders, like Chiang Kai-shek, whatever his name is. I mean, like, how do you deal with all of these people? And that's what the Red Book is basically telling you from the beginning to the end, explaining how you liberate yourself from all these people that, like, thinking back now, seem impossible to be able to, a feat almost impossible to do. I mean, that's what he did. And he's explaining in the Red Book how he did it. I'm gonna start it back again. So I want you to pay attention to what he's saying.
1. Self-reliance and arduous struggle. On what basis should our policy rest? It should rest on our own strength, and that means regeneration through one's own efforts. We are not alone. All the countries and people in the world opposed to imperialism are our friends. Nevertheless, we stress regeneration through our own efforts, relying on the forces we ourselves organize. We can defeat all Chinese and foreign reactionaries. We stand for self-reliance.
You heard him right there? We can defeat all Chinese and foreign whatever, the foreign people that's helping the Chinese, whatever. I mean, he's saying we can defeat them, but first we rely on ourselves. We rely on ourselves for regenerative, whatever. But we rely on ourselves to keep ourselves motivated, to keep the fight going on. Yeah, we agree with everybody around the world that's against imperialism, but at the end of the day, we rely on ourselves.
We hope for foreign aid, but cannot be dependent on it. We depend on our own efforts, on the creative power of the whole army and the entire people. And to win countrywide victory is only the first step in a long march of 10,000.
I really want you to pay attention to that part where he's talking about we must rely on ourselves. That's important for what we got to talk about later. All these things that he's saying, all these messages that he's giving are monumental or huge if we want to change the material conditions that we deal with outside.
And to win countrywide victory is only the first step in a long march of 10,000. The Chinese Revolution is great, but the road after the revolution will be longer, the work greater and more arduous. This must be made clear now in the party. The comrades must be helped to remain modest, prudent, and free from arrogance and rashness in their style of work. The comrades must be helped to preserve the style of plain living and hard struggle. We must thoroughly clear away all ideas among our cadres of winning easy victories through good luck, without hard and bitter struggle, without sweat and blood. We should carry on constant propaganda among the people on the facts of world progress and the bright future ahead so that they will build their confidence in victory. At the same time, we must tell the people and tell our comrades that there will be twists and turns in our road. There are still many obstacles and difficulties along the road of revolution. The 7th Congress of our party assumed that the difficulties would be many, for we preferred to assume there would be more difficulties rather than less. Some comrades do not like to think much about difficulties, but difficulties are facts. We must recognize as many difficulties as there are and should not adopt a policy of non-recognition. We must recognize difficulties, analyze them, and combat them. There are no straight roads in the world. We must be prepared to follow a road which twists and turns and not try to get things on the cheap. It must not be imagined that one fine morning all the reactionaries will go down on their knees of their own accord. In a word, while the prospects are bright, the road has twists and turns.
This is not what he's talking about right here. I mean, he's saying all the reactionaries, all the people on the other side of us are going to just wake up one day and understand. He's saying that's never going to happen. I'm going a step further. Everybody in the world is not going to wake up one day and just say hey, we need to fight back against imperialism. That's not how none of this works. You need people that are going to be on the ground, leaders that are going to be on the ground, putting the infrastructure in place to be able to even fight back. If the infrastructure is not there, you can't do nothing. We communicate, I'm speaking English right now because the infrastructure was laid down by imperialism for us to know English. You, me, everybody we know. We all went to these schools. Everybody you know from when they're born, if they don't go to school, it's going to be a problem. The infrastructure was laid down for me to be able to speak English right now. What infrastructure are we laying down to be able to fight back against the people that's making us homeless, the people that's making us work three jobs to be able to survive? If nobody lays that infrastructure down, people are not going to just wake up one day and everybody, the whole world, going to just wake up yeah, we need to fight back against imperialism. None of this works that way. And most people don't understand that. When they talk about politics, talk about struggle, talk about activism, talk about they're going to do it, they have no idea what any of that entails. And they refuse to go to school to even learn it, to come to political education classes. Every time you mention political education class to people, they get all afraid, I don't want to go to that. How the hell are you going to know what you're doing or who your enemy is? If you understand they have a whole system in place to keep you blind and dumb.
There are still many difficulties ahead, which we must not overlook. By uniting with the entire people in a common effort, we can certainly overcome all difficulties and win victory. Anyone who sees only the bright side, but not the difficulties, cannot fight effectively for the accomplishment of the party's tasks. The wealth of society is created by the workers, peasants, and working intellectuals. If they take their destiny into their own hands, follow a Marxist-Leninist line, and take an active attitude in solving problems instead of evading them, there will be no difficulty in the world which they cannot overcome. The comrades throughout the party must take all this fully into account and be prepared to overcome all difficulties with an indomitable will and in a planned way. The reactionary forces and we both have difficulties, but the difficulties of the reactionary forces are insurmountable because...
We'll pause right there. No difficulties. People think like this life is like... People don't even think this life is easy. They just don't even care. People don't care about helping other people. They don't care about activism. They don't care about liberation. All people really care about, because that's what they've been socialized to care about, is paying their bills and taking care of themselves. Their selfish needs. They think doing activism, serving the people, all these things will stop you from gaining capital, from gaining things, resources, materials. And they don't understand in serving the people, you become wealthy. You never really need. They don't understand that. You have to serve the people. We have to work for the people. That's the only way we are going to change our condition. Those that are in power, which Mao is about to explain, they have no choice but to go down. There's nothing else that they can conquer in the world. There's nothing else they can do. They already have enslaved the whole planet. When Mao was writing this is like in the 40s, 50s, 60s, when he was putting all these essays together. The person that we're talking about, Mao, when he was writing this, was like in the 40s, 50s, 60s. We're in 2025. 2025. Those that are in power can't get no bigger. The only people that have hope, that have a future, is those that fight against those with power. That's what Mao is about to explain to you right now. It don't mean it's going to be easy. The path is going to be easy. No, there's going to be struggle. And you're supposed to deal with that struggle. You're supposed to sit down, conversate, and understand what went wrong, what we did, how are we able to survive whatever they bring against us next time. That is what we're supposed to sit down and discuss. You don't lie to yourself. You don't blame somebody else, scapegoat somebody else for what's going on. There are going to be issues in the struggle in what we're doing. We're going to come against, you're going to get isolated. Those in position of power are going to isolate you and try to remove you from popular culture, from state function, all this stuff. You have to be strong enough and big enough to be able to survive that. They're going to try to stop you from getting jobs. They don't want to hire you around here because they manipulate and control all the institutions in the community. The people you're fighting against about housing. When you fight against about people with housing, about gentrification, it's the people down in City Hall. Same people that look like you. They're going to be upset that you're fighting about that. When you're fighting about schools, you're fighting against the teachers, the administrators, the superintendent. They're going to be upset with you. They're going to isolate you and make sure you get no resources from the institutions that they control. You're going to have to deal with all of that. How do you deal with all of that? How do you prepare yourself to deal with all of that? You got to be economically sufficient. You got to be able to pull your resources to be able to put institutions in the community that serve you. See, that's the hard part, that nobody, all these people that claim to be activists, that claim to be revolutionaries, you hear about them. None of them want to do that work of organizing the community to be able to put those resources there, because that's the hard work that you're not going to be on the Breakfast Club. You're not going to be on MSNBC, CNN. You're not going to get invited to the governors, whatever, to the president, to the White House. You're not going to get invited to none of these things, because those people work for the people that's oppressing you, that's making you homeless. So why would they give you space or platform for you to be able to speak on their platform when everything that you're doing is counter to what they're doing?
They are forces on the verge of death and have no future. Our difficulties can be overcome because we are new and rising forces and have a bright future. In times of difficulty, we must not lose sight of our achievements. We must see the bright future and must pluck up our courage. New things always have to experience difficulties and setbacks as they grow. It is sheer fantasy to imagine that the cause of socialism is all plain sailing and easy success, without difficulties and setbacks or the exertion of tremendous efforts. At certain times in the revolutionary struggle, the difficulties outweigh the favorable conditions and so constitute the principal aspect of the contradiction, and the favorable contradictions constitute the secondary aspect. But through their efforts, the revolutionaries can overcome the difficulties step by step and open up a favorable new situation. Thus, a difficult situation yields place to a favorable one. What is work? Work is struggle. There are difficulties and problems in those places for us to overcome and solve.
There's a myth about socialism, about Marxism. Like, I always hear people saying it. Like, if you have Marxism, socialism, nobody's going to work. Like, that don't even make no sense. That makes absolutely no sense. But that's what reactionaries say. Like, how can you not work? How can you be a Marxist, a Maoist? How can you be any of these things or believe in any of these philosophies and you don't believe in work? To believe in any of these philosophies, you have to go outside of the norm and learn these things. That takes work and struggle for you to be able to learn and understand any of this. Because the society that's in place is doing everything, is hell-bent on keeping you from knowing this. So to even understand it, to know it in your mind, takes work. Then to put it into practice, that's the struggle. Work and struggle. That's what this is about. There's nothing here like that just people just sitting around not wanting to do nothing. Because that's all materialists think about in their mind. Like, if I'm not working for a company, if I'm not working for a corporation, how am I going to be able to get money and buy things? They can think outside of that box, that you don't need to work for no company. You don't need to work for no corporation. You could be working for yourself. You could be working for the people. What does that mean? Working for yourself, working for the people. You belong to a cooperative. You and the people in the organization own the home that you live in. Own everything that you have. Own the stores, the mechanic shop. Whatever the community needs, whatever the people need, you put in that community. And the people own it. Like Home Depot. You got Home Depot on Springfield Avenue. I think that's north. If the people in the Central Ward own Home Depot, they will be eating better. They would be getting gentrified. Home Depot would not be paying the mayor to make sure that he don't pay people enough for them to eat. Because most of the people that work at Home Depot, they're on welfare too. Home Depot don't pay you enough to afford housing in Newark. You cannot afford housing in Newark if you're working at Home Depot. But if the people in the Central Ward, whatever ward that's in, if all the people there own Home Depot, that's a whole different business model. Instead of somebody that owned the Atlanta Falcons or own whatever sports team owning Home Depot, they don't never come down here. They have no idea what's going on here. But they own it, and we go in there, work for them, and we go in there and we buy their stuff. Instead of us pulling our resources together to open up our Home Depot. If we open up our Home Depot, let's say if the people in that ward, on that space, open up their own Home Depot next door to Home Depot, where do you think people will go? Where do you think the people in the community will go? The people in the community that own that Home Depot, you think they're going to go to the one that's owned by the owner of the Atlanta Falcons? Or they're going to go to the one that they own? Because that money comes right back to them. It's really that simple. But to get to that place, you have to build a foundation. You have to build a foundation that sometimes takes a lifetime, 2-3 lifetimes to put in place, to be able to have the people that are going to make this a reality. We're almost done.
We go there to work and struggle to overcome these difficulties. A good comrade is one who is more eager to go where the difficulties are greater. There is an ancient Chinese fable called The Foolish Old Man Who Removed the Mountains. It tells of an old man who lived in northern China long, long ago and was known as the Foolish Old Man of North Mountain. His house faced south, and beyond his doorway stood the two great peaks, Taihang and Wangyu, obstructing the way. With great determination, he led his sons in digging up these mountains hoe in hand. Another graybeard, known as the Wise Old Man, saw them and said derisively, "How silly of you to do this! It is quite impossible for you few to dig up these two huge mountains."
Yo, I need you to listen to this story. Yo, if you're here right now, I need you to listen to this story. I'm about to bring it back. Real quick. I need you to listen.
It's quite impossible for you few to dig up these two huge derisively. How silly of you to... Another graybeard, Taihang and Wangyu, obstructing the way. With great determination, he led his sons in digging up these mountains hoe in hand. Another graybeard, known as the Wise Old Man, saw them and said derisively, "How silly of you to do this! It is quite impossible for you few to dig up these two huge mountains." The Foolish Old Man replied, "When I die, my sons will carry on. When they die, there will be my grandsons, and then their sons and grandsons, and so on to infinity. High as they are, the mountains cannot grow any higher, and with every bit we dig, they will be that much lower. Why can't we clear them away?" Having refuted the Wise Old Man's wrong view, he went on digging every day, unshaken in his conviction. God was moved by this, and he sent down two angels, who carried the mountains away on their backs. Today, two big mountains lay like a dead weight on the Chinese people. One is imperialism. The other is feudalism. The Chinese Communist Party has long made up its mind to dig them up. We must persevere and work unceasingly, and we too will touch God's heart. Our God is none other than the masses of the Chinese people. If they stand up and dig together with us, why can't these two mountains be cleared away?
Like, last week, I told you guys, I think I sent it, I don't know if he's here today, but I sent it to Harry. I don't know if Harry's here. Yo, if you're here, Harry, you could, unmute yourself and say something. But I spoke to Harry last week at the park. Harry has this nice boxing gym that he put together right there in Weekway Park. So when people are going through the park, walking through the park, running through the park, there's boxing gloves, everything, not boxing gloves, boxing bags, different things up there where people could go out there and box. I may take the kids out there next week. It's hard for me to fit it in the schedule, but I want to take the kids out there. But he has this stuff out there, and we sat down and we talked last week. And while we was talking, he was asking me, how many people in the world do I think the way that I do? And I told him, he asked me, like, do you think more than 1%? And I agree with him. Not more than 1% think the way that I do. Then he said, how many people do you think you're going to affect with what you do? And I've said, maybe not even 1% of the people in the world. We're talking about the whole world. See, but I didn't finish answering him. Because I should have said exactly what Miles said just now. See, like, those mountains seem impossible to remove. Those big mountains, these are big mountains, they seem impossible to remove. But that foolish old man said, I'm going to dig with my hoe. I'm going to dig. My children are going to dig. Their children are going to dig. That mountain is not getting no taller. But every time we hit it with the hoe, we chip at it. Yeah, I've been working in the community. We have been working in the community for almost 20 years now with our hoe, trying to go at that mountain that seemed unsurmountable, that seemed impossible. Imperialism. Working in the community, using our own funds to try to organize in the community, to try to build institutions in the community. Hey, Janai, you still here? I told you to be ready now. Hey, Janai here. Do y'all see Janai anything?
He's here.
I don't see his name, but there's phone numbers, so I don't know which one he would be.
He's here.
Janai, I need to get your mute on. I need to come on, Janai. Word up. Cut me off when you come on.
Which one is he, Mama? So I can unmute him.
652.
6'5".
He probably put it on and went to sleep.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, my boy. Yo, can you come on video too? You got your video on?
Yeah. And I'm about to join the video call. I was on the phone call with you, but I got you.
Yeah, try to get on the video call, yo. But I mean, while I'm talking, try to get on the video call. But nah. So we talking about picking up that hoe and chipping at that mountain. The story that Mao just told. Because everything that we do is not reactionary. Everything we do is planned out. So we said we can't go inside the schools and work with the children. The schools won't let us go into schools. We don't have money to get a gym, to buy it, to get insurance and all this stuff to get a gym. So how are we going to work with the children in the community if we can't afford any of these things? Man, we're just going to go outside to the park. It don't matter where we go. Let's get the kids every single year, all year round, all summer round. We're working with the children in the community because the children is who we must get to. Who we believe today we must be able to speak to try to get to motivate to understand that the world that they're about to be part of. So we've been doing that for years. So one year we was outside. Well, this was a crazy year too. I saw Janai walking past. Janai was walking past, boy like 6'6", 6'7", walking past, looked like he in high school. And we doing basketball. Everybody we're in the park doing basketball. But at this point, people had started going back to school already. So I'm like, bruh, where you going, bruh? He was like, nowhere. I'm like, you ain't in school? He like, nah, I'm not in school. So like my whole point, our whole purpose for being out there is to meet people like Janai, to meet the kids in the community that we need to tap into, that we need to talk to. So I talked to Janai. Janai said he wasn't going to school. We come to find out that St. Benedict's ain't want to give him his transfer papers because they kicked him out of school and he wanted to go to another school, so they didn't want to give him his papers. He had to pay all this money. So I said, after he told me that, I was like, word? He was like, word up, that's what happened. I'm like, man, I don't believe. We left. I took his number down. I called his mother. I told him I was going to go to the school. I spoke to dude, Pastor Ed, whatever his name is, some white old man. And, like, I'm asking them about the paperwork. Like, they're trying to blow me off. So I told him, I'm with the Black Panther Party. If we don't have his records by next week, I'm going to bring people down here to protest to find out why St. Benedict's is holding a child from going to school. Yo, they called me back like 2 weeks later. Like, yeah, he could come. Not even 2 weeks later, like 2 days later. Like, he could come pick up his paperwork. And Janai went and picked up his paperwork. Hey, Janai, just tell these people you just graduated from college, my boy. And what college you graduated from? You there, Janai?
Man, I'm trying to do the video call.
Man, forget the video call. You too late now. Tell these people where you just graduated from, bro.
We can hear you.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Where you graduated from, my boy?
From the first HBCU, Lincoln University.
What's your degree in?
I can't hear that. Say it loud.
I got my major was in human service. I got a minor in mass communication.
All power to the people, bro. All power to the people. But you didn't even say the other thing, though. You went out there, you played basketball. Didn't you win the championship, too, last year?
Yes, played basketball up there for my 4 years. Started. We won a championship, the first ever championship to the first ever HBCU. Just built and changing the vibe and culture up at Lincoln. You know, liberating and learning for everybody around me.
All power to the people. And you got, what you call it? What you told me you got some jobs that you're supposed to be going to check out in a couple of places. Where you supposed to be going?
I got a job opportunity in Baltimore to be a teacher, as well as a social worker in Baltimore. I just filled out the applications in Newark to work in Newark. I'd rather work in Newark though, to take care of my backyard.
All power to the people.
Gigs and whatnot. So yeah, life is beautiful.
Yeah, no, life is beautiful, but like people don't know about the struggle, my guy. She like,
That's
yo,
what make it beautiful.
can I,
The struggle make it beautiful.
can I tell them a little bit?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yo, real talk. Like, yo, you hear him here. He's talking about life is beautiful. But you just heard Mal. Mal talking about how you had to go through the struggle. Bruh, like, I got to try to control myself so I don't get emotional. Yo, as a kid, growing up as a kid, yo, this young man lost his mother, yo. He was raised by his mother, and she was taking care of him and his siblings. So while going through school, doing what he was doing, playing basketball, everything to try to survive in this world, yo, he lost the only person in this world that ever took care of him, that he ever really knew. And he had to face that struggle and graduate and do everything that he just said he did, bro. And I'm sitting here and I'm watching it. You see, but he's one story of thousands that we've seen doing this work with our whole, trying to fight back against imperialism, digging every day. Because when I saw him out there, I was out there digging. I was out there working with the kids in the community that they say are going to be future drug dealers. This is what people tell me. Why are you wasting your time with them? You don't get paid to do any of that stuff. But then you see a Rose come through the concrete. You see a Janah come through, fighting all those obstacles, and he's still able to achieve the things he wants to achieve. Like, this ain't no movie. This is some real life shit. This is real life. And like, yo, seriously, I'm going to say it as the chairman of the new African Black Panther Party. Because we're supposed to believe that we can go out and just organize the whole world. I don't believe that. I don't believe you can go out and make people believe something when it goes against them getting paid. If they're getting paid, they're not trying to hear nothing you're trying to say. And most adults are getting paid for the work they do every day. So going out trying to convince these people that capitalism is a problem, that these institutions are a problem, man, it's fait accompli, man. It's a wrap. It's hopeless. But working with children, they get to see you day to day. Yo, me and Janai and I, we struggle. I was his basketball coach. I remember there was a game, he was out there playing, I'm going off on him, he came to the bench, started cursing me out. I told him he had to lead a game, a high school game. We was out, yo, that white boy was kicking your butt, bro. But I ain't even gonna call no names, I ain't even gonna bring it up. But he was out, we went through those struggles, yo. It was time I wanted him to come play. He couldn't come play. We get into an argument. He was doing some stuff. Yo, you go through those struggles. And at the end of, mute that. At the end of those struggles, yo, I can speak to Janai now. When I talk to Janai and I tell him like, hey, yo, bro, you don't have to do this on your own, bro. We can pool our resources together and start to buy the homes and stuff in the community. Janai it's easier for him to listen to me. Because there's evidence there. He done saw me using that hoe, bringing that mountain down. And he see the mountain coming down. So now he's like, yeah, maybe that is true. Maybe, like, he gives me an ear, like he would listen. But that's the whole point of the institutions that we have in the community. To will and bring the people in. To will and bring them in. That's why we do everything we do in the community. To serve the people. And in so doing, we serve ourselves. Because without Janai, there's no me. But it's not only Janai. It's other people.
Yo. For Janai.
Go ahead.
Janai, if there's one thing you can take away from being part of the family, our family, because you are our family. If there's anything you can take away from that experience, what would that be?
You probably going already.
Yeah, mute him.
Oh, you gotta mute it?
Okay, I'm gonna unmute him. I thought he can unmute himself. Give me 1 second. Janai, you get wait. Hold on. Unmute.
You about to get
In the meantime,
Janai, you're unmuted.
in the meantime, it's Minister Poppy here. I want to show y'all the new set of Janais that we're working with right now.
We don't see no video. What you showing us?
This is the new set of Janais right here.
But we don't see no. Anybody see a video? I don't see no video.
You don't see the video? My video on.
Do y'all see it?
Yes.
Hey, hold up. General Secretary coming, because I don't see no video.
Look, you got Nate. You got little Nate, who birthday.
Oh,
We got
okay.
the same birthday this weekend.
Okay.
This is little JoJo right here from the neighborhood. Little JoJo, you on the podcast?
Yeah, tell him you on here with Africa. Tell him you on here with Africa.
Say what's up. Just say what's up. Oh, you can. Hold on, let me flip it.
Yo, Africa, what's up, yo? What's good?
What's good?
All
Hey,
power
y'all
to the
winning?
people, yo. All
Y'all
power to the
winning?
people, man.
Y'all
You got you got Sincere right here.
What's good, Africa?
Yo, what's good?
All power to the people.
All power to the people.
Hey, yo, that's what's up. Y'all better be winning.
Yeah, we what, 3-1? 3-1. We got our last game at 150.
Oh, say that. Y'all better bring it.
150.
Janai, you there, Janai?
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Now, what you about to say?
The lady asked, what's one thing I take away from my whole experience?
Yeah.
I'll just take away, like, hanging in there because...
I can hear you.
Yeah, I said, I'll just say, hold on. I would just say, like, sticking to the plan. Laying that plan down for and just, like, staying consistent because it just took for me to get out my environment. It took for me to just change my perspective to become a better man, to become a growing man. It was difficult. I had a lot of things on my mind. Still got a lot of things in my mind to this day. But I just know, like, it's going to be better. I got to feed myself because I believe we are all water. If our body is 80% water, we got to feed ourselves positivity. We got to feed ourselves the energy to actually get up and do whatever we want to do. Because in truth be told, we have free will to do all things through God. If God willed it, it's going to be done. So keeping your perspective, everything you learned growing up, unlearn that shit, excuse my language, unlearn it, and learn life in a new way, how God would have it.
Nah, I got you, yo. I got you. All power to the people. No, but you, like, hey, yo, we told you. Yo, laying that foundation, picking that hole up, like Mao said, to knock that mountain down. And that's how we met Janai. And just now, Poppy's out right now. Poppy's part of the party, and he's out with a whole new generation of Janai out there working. Remember what he said? Remember what the foolish man said? Yo, I'm going to knock this hole. After I knock this hole, my children are going to knock this hole. Their children are going to knock this hole. Yo, when you talk about building an organization, building an institution, building things in the community that's going to last the test of time, the people must be invested in it. The people must be invested. But first, it starts with your family. Is your family invested in it? I mean, because we got to understand, yo, we are fighting imperialism. Imperialism controls everything. Imperialism control the school you go to. They control the music you hear. They control the news you get. They control every single thing in the society. That is who you're fighting against. And if you understand that, you know, like, voting is not the answer. Going to vote in imperialist elections is not the answer to the condition that people are dealing with. The imperialists control and constructed the entire electoral process. The entire process. There's no politician or anybody that you can vote for that will change how the machine functions. When they go inside that machine, they're just another screw just tightening up a bolt. That's all. And if they don't work, if they strip, they just get that screw out, they put another screw in. But the machine, the imperialist machine, keeps on going. Before our generation, they were gentrifying in North. They always displace people. Generation after generation, these things are going to happen because this is how imperialism works. Imperialism must suck the blood from the people. And if you don't understand that, you know what? I want to play this. I keep thinking about it in the back of my mind. Just hold on to that real quick. If you don't understand that imperialism is the problem and none of its institutions are a solution, you will continue to go around in circles over and over and over. And everything I'm saying is not new. Malcolm said this. Malcolm said it already. When Dr. King was about to die, he said, I think I put my people into a burning house, whatever, because he knew the American government, the imperialist government, was corrupt. Like, there was no way you can reform it. You can't fix it. You can't reform this system. So I want to bring back something that Miles said real quick here. And I want you to, I don't know if you all caught it.
And with every bit we dig, they will be that much lower. Why can't we clear them away? Having refuted the wise old man's wrong view, he went on digging every day, unshaken in his conviction. God was moved by this, and he sent down 2 angels who carried the mountains away on their backs. Today, 2 big mountains lay like a dead weight on the Chinese people. One is imperialism. The other is feudalism. The Chinese Communist Party has long made up its mind to dig them up. We must persevere and work unceasingly, and we too will touch God's heart. Our God is none other than the masses of the Chinese people.
Hear that?
If they stand up and dig together with us, why can't these 2 mountains be cleared away?
Yo, our God is the people. When they see us put the things in place, put the institutions in place, and they see that they're working, they see that they benefit from it, they will come and lift those mountains off our back. But we have to put those institutions in place. And that's what every single fake leader refuses to do. They refuse to put those institutions in place. They refuse to do the work that's needed, to build them schools, to build those institutions in the community, to serve the people. Even though they all say they serve the people, they work for the people, they do this for the people. Yo, let me explain it to you. Giving kids book bags to go to white supremacy school is not helping the people. You're maintaining imperialism. You're giving credibility to the system. Going to give somebody food, like give them food, people outside, you're going out giving out money on video, giving out money to people for them to go shopping, and you acting like you're doing something good. That is not liberation. That is not activism. All of that is maintaining the status quo. You're now ripping the foundations of what's causing people to come and ask you for money. What's causing people to be hungry. You're not ripping that root out. You're not dealing with none of that. Because they know, these athletes, these celebrities, these politicians, these academics, they know if they get to the root. Okay. I can't see your hand. General Secretary says she don't want to interrupt me, so look for her hand. I can't see your hand on here on my screen. But, like, they're not getting at the root of what's causing people's misery. See, we get to the root of that. I don't know any other organizations that's doing that. I'm not even going to front with you. If you know any, you point them out to me. Any organization that's against imperialism, that's here to build institutions, I'm looking for them. We're looking for them as an organization because it's a lot of work. The beginning of the video, we showed you where we opened up another chapter in the Dominican Republic. They said they're chasing Haitians. Haitians are under assault. We went down there. We saw it. Haitians are under assault down there. So what do? You're going to go down to City Hall, you're going to go to the governor, you're going to protest, or you're going to go down there to the people that are suffering and help them build institutions in those communities to help them. What do you do? Which one? What's the path to take? It's easy to me. It's easy. Go to the people. The people are my God. That is our religion, serving the people. And nobody that has known me or been around us or know anything about us can say we haven't been serving the people since they met us. Because that's what we've been doing. Hey, Gio, don't go nowhere. I'm about to holler at you in a second. I'm about to show you something real quick. We're going to watch this video. This is from, you see, like, the opposite side of who we are, what we do, is the electoral process. Is going to go vote for politicians, the Democratic Party, the Republican Party, the Green Party, all of this fake stuff that give the illusion of inclusion. All of that stuff, that's the opposite of what we do. See, we go in the communities and help the people. All those other things are just misdirection, to misdirect people, to give people the idea to think like they're going to change their condition. Even though if you look back the last 10 years, all the politicians, all of them that was elected in America, they have done nothing to change the condition of the people. Go back 10 years before that. That's 20 years now. All the politicians that was elected, every single politician that came into office, they have done nothing to change the condition of the people. Go back 10 years before that. You could add up all the politicians from the last 60 years, and at the end, let's say you add up all the politicians that ran for office that were elected for the last 60 years. You add them all up, and then you put an equal sign over here. Or is it over here? You put the equal sign over here. And at the end, you have worse education, you have worse wages, worse pollution, less privacy. Everything has gotten worse. And millions of people have been voting, supporting, giving money, all this stuff to the electoral process, to politicians. And at the end of the day, when you do your equal sign, what you get is what we have. Nothing. Nothing. And we're here as Panthers. We're telling you, come on, yo, let's work together. Let's do this thing together, you and I. We on the plantation. We working on the plantation. You a cop? Okay, you on the plantation. You a teacher? You on the plantation. You a doctor? You work for Amazon? You work here, you do that. You on the plantation. Once you get off that plantation, bring the little shillings that they give you, the little pennies they give you. Let's put all our pennies together and buy our own stuff and do our own stuff. I'm not telling you to get off the plantation. We got to work. We got to build an underground railroad before you get off the plantation. You can't just get up tomorrow morning, Monday, call your job. Man, F you. You crack a white person. You devil, imperialist. You're being reactionary. You shut your mouth. You understand what's going on. You go to work and still get this education. Get more education. You go to work, you paying your bills, still getting more education. When you get to the point where you understand we need to build our own institutions, you start using your money to put aside to build our own institution. Yo, we showed you DR. Yo, you give me a year. Give me a year, 2 years. Give me a year, 2 years, and you come back and look at our organization and see what we are doing there. How we are helping those people to build their own institutions there. I mean, and when I say me, I'm the chairman of the party, but it's a whole organization behind me. It's a whole, we got a whole another organization in Plainfield, ran by Jack, open. Everything is not Africa. Like, sometimes I wish other people would do this show, but we got to do the work. I got to get the information. I got to come in. I love being here. It's not work. To me, it's really not work. This is what I want to do. It's part of my life. But this is what we do. You got to get prepared. You got to be prepared to sit here for like 2 hours. I mean, disseminating this information, getting this information out. And we're about to go see right now, when you go to the other side, when you said you want to go do it the electoral process way. Yo, watch what they did to this guy.
Before you move on, Chairman.
Go ahead.
I want to give an example of how the people are our guide and how the people will help move the mountains. When we started giving out food, we do not have a connection to any nonprofit or organization or company that's giving us free food. Because we've been doing this community work for years, there were individuals out there that saw it and wanted to help us help the people. So now we get food on a regular basis. We didn't sign up for nothing or anything. They call us, they say we got food, we say yes, and we distribute it to the community. And another thing I want to point out, because the chairman is going to move into this next topic, when we talk about all politics are local, the next topic has to deal with the DNC, which is the national politicians. Everybody always say change comes from your local politicians. All politics are local until it's time to hold your local politicians accountable. Then it turns into why you putting a black man down or a black woman down or a Spanish woman down or a gay person down, blah, blah, blah. You can't have it both ways. The politics that we get from the national and federal level is the same politics that is trickling down to the local level. All these politicians work for the same imperialist system. And that's my rant for today.
All power to the people. I mean, they always say that. Like, as soon as you say, like, Ras Baraka, they're like, why are you going to Ras Baraka? How about Mika Sherrill? Ralph Barack is the architect of our suffering here. He's the one that brought this corporation in, the slum laws in, that has sold everything in Newark. He's the one in charge of Newark. I don't even know who Mika Sherrill, whatever is. Whatever beef I got with her, I already got because she's an imperialist. But I know Raz. He's right here, and he's local, so I can say something about him. But this show is due dissonance. Listen to what happened here.
Yeah. So David Hogg went on what any of us who have had the misfortune to have any kind of involvement in the Democratic Party with the theory that it can be reformed. He went on what one might call a fool's errand to reform the party. So this is what he said recently about this.
Now, remember I told you, you can't reform this system. You can't reform this system. He's going in there trying to reform a system that's controlled by oligarchs. Now, you just see, let's see how that worked out for him.
On MSNBC.
Fighting to be the best person to represent you possible, regardless of whether or not you're in a purple district or a very blue district. And ultimately, it's not me or any member of the DNC that is deciding these elections. It's the voters in these districts. And all we're trying to say here is let's give people the option, when our party has a record low approval rating, to say, here's what we're going to do, here's how we're trying to address that, and here's how we're trying to use democracy ourselves to build the strongest Democratic Party possible so that we can get back to giving people an alternative vision for our country. That is not simply saying that we're against Donald Trump, because here's the question that I would pose to the people that don't agree with this. If this is not the answer, what is? How are we going to address that approval rating?
Now check this out, right? What he's talking about is what Ma was talking about. Facing the struggle. Nobody's voting for Democrats. They're losing people because people are awakening to the scam that it's all fixed, that the Democrats are just like the Republicans. Both parties work for imperialists. So he coming up here, he all young. He probably didn't read Mao. He probably don't understand what he's saying and who he's saying it to. So he's saying to imperialists that run the Democratic Party, what we need to do is study and do the hard work to deal with ourselves and see what we did wrong, so we could not fail. We could get voters, people to believe in us. See, but he doesn't understand. That's not how that works. That's not how that works at all. Because if you want to find out why they didn't vote for them, in all these communities that people being gentrified, kicked out of their homes, all of them are being ran by Democrats. We in Newark, New Jersey, everything is ran by Democrats. Over 70% of the homes are owned by corporations. So the whole community is transient. People not really staying here. There's really no community if everybody is renting. And people are starting to feel that. They're starting to see that they got to work 3 jobs. Even though it's a Democrat, that's their governor, that's their mayor, that's their councilman. Life ain't getting better. It's just getting worse. So if you did the work, the study, to reevaluate yourself, you will see that's what's going on. Democrats don't want to do that. They want to keep lying to people. They want to coerce people into voting for them. So that he said is not. If you heard him a few seconds, he said we don't just say Trump. That's all the Democrats got is Trump, 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 Trump. You see, so if he came to our political education class, I would have explained all of this to him. See, but he's going to do like most of you do. You still hear it and still go do what you want to do. So let's hear what because the Democratic Party, got him to be the head of their party, to be able to try to get people to come into the party. He won like 2 months ago, a couple of months ago. He won. Let's see what they did when he started talking about doing like actually checking themselves. Democrats checking themselves to see what they did wrong, holding themselves accountable. Let's see how the Democrats treated him.
I know this is controversial, but look, we are not challenging people that are in competitive seats that could risk us losing a majority in state legislatures or in Congress, and we're only challenging Democratic members in safe seats for the U.S. House. That's it. And we're also going to be supporting people running in competitive races. And what I'll tell you, what I'm looking at, Simone, is not who is calling me saying, oh my God, this is so great what you're doing necessarily from inside of DC. What I'm looking at is who are the young people? What are they saying? And I've never had so many young people come up to me to say thank you for what you're doing. I was losing faith in politics. I was losing faith in the Democratic Party, but you've helped to reinstill it. And that's what matters here. We can't have a future of our party when we are losing vote share.
That's what matters to who? Who does that matter to? To the oligarchs? The people that's paying the politicians? Nothing you're saying matters to them. They don't care about the people. All they care about is coercing people, and they think they got enough people. They've coerced enough of the country for them to keep their racket going. That's what they really believe. That's where the rich people at. All these people, the managerial people, they feel so safe. They think that people like us, people that care, they think we're on the island. They think it's more of them than us because they're more organized. When they have their rallies, they bring all themselves out. They bring all their fake groups to come out there. Like when you see AOC and you see Bernie and them having their rallies, that's not normal people leaving their homes to go out there to go listen to them old lying, criminal, thieving sociopaths that are over there. They're bombing Gaza. They're sending weapons over there, bombs over there to go kill people. The average person not going to see them. It's all the fake non-profit NGO organizations that they all have, all these politicians have, that the Democratic Party has. They bring all those people out to go out, stand out there and listen to these people lie. That's what you see. See, that's political education I'm giving you right now. That stuff nobody's going to tell you nowhere else. You're not going to put on no news media, nowhere. They're going to act like, the news media acts like all the people that come out and see Trump, all the people that come out and see the Democratic Party, these are the people. These are not the people. These are political operatives. These are people that work for these nonprofits and NGOs. And Dum here, I mean, like, they didn't get no political education, nobody really taught, or he didn't want to take it. He thought maybe he's smarter than everybody else in the room. So now he's in the Democratic company telling them he's going to change everything around and do it his way. What they tell him?
Every single demographic except the elderly and people with PhDs, basically.
And with that, Nancy Pelosi's heart.
The elderly and the people with PhDs, those are the only people that are still in the Democratic Party. That's what he just said. Most of the people don't even mess with them like that. But the people with the PhDs, these college people, these college professors, they're all in bed with the system. That's how they eat. So they support these fake institutions, these fake parties, these fake governments. They support all of it. Because they eat off our demands too. And then they also own some of these properties in our communities. These intellectuals, these PhD people, they're into real estate, buying up 2, 3, 4 family homes in our community so they could make a couple of dollars at the end of the month for themselves while pushing us into the streets.
Heart grew 3 times larger. No, not so much, not so much. So all he's saying with his organization, an outside organization that he works with, primarying these sclerotic, elderly Democrats only in safe blue seats, only in seats that could not possibly go to Republicans. So they heard that, right? Oh, breaking. DNC panel has voted to oust David Hogg and nullify his victory because it violated gender diversity rules.
Specify that when we have a gender non-binary candidate or officer.
So they kicked him out. They kicked him out.
But listen to the rules.
Oh, no, I'm about to play the rules. So for him saying they got to be accountable, because this is what we believe as Panthers. We must be accountable. We have to check ourselves. It's never the fault of the people. But since he came over there and started talking this Marxist stuff, talking accountability, what you're really supposed to do, they kicked him out of the party. And they say the reason they kicked him out is because he didn't go by their gender rules. Now listen to their gender rules. Remember, this is the Democratic Party. Look at this black guy up here. This is when we say managerial black people, this is what we're talking about. This no frail, pasty, no nothing having. Yo, these are the people that speak for us in these parties, in these organizations. Now listen to him tell you what it takes for you to be able to win in their crazy cultish party.
The non-binary individual is counted as neither male nor female, and the remaining 6 offices must be gender balanced.
Right.
With the results of the previous 4 elections, our elected officers are currently 2 male and 2 female.
Exactly.
In order to be gender balanced,
And it's so obvious.
Easy. Yeah. Simple.
we must select 1 male, 1 female, and 1 person of any gender. So again, this is what we have to do for this vice.
You never even know. The nigga catching the bus every day might make the bus
One
driver
male,
fuck his
one
day.
female,
That might keep everybody safe, my nigga. Like, or that might stop her from fucking slamming her brakes and causing a major accident.
Hey, whose phone is that?
I just muted them.
Who was it?
The queen.
All right.
One person of any gender. To ensure our process accounts for male, female, and non-binary candidates, we conferred with our RBC co-chair, our LGBT caucus co-chair, and others to ensure that the process is inclusive and meets the gender balance requirements in our rules.
Right, okay.
To do this, our process will be slightly different than the one outlined to you earlier this week. But I hope you will see that in practice it is simple and transparent.
Yeah, totally simple.
The order of balloting is designed to be for equal access to the ballot, regardless of gender identity. As we must elect a candidate of any gender as well as 1 male and 1 female vice chair, we will first ask members to elect a candidate of any gender on the first ballot.
You see, this is what they call identity politics. Yo, I really don't want to listen to this dribble. This is a whole bunch of nothing to do about nothing. This is what you got to do. They got to go through all these loopholes. It's not who's the most qualified, who's the best person to run the party, run whatever. That's not what they go by. They go by their, them, their, her, z, she, his, z, they, all kind of goofy stuff that has nothing to do with fighting imperialism. And then they use that black skin right there to make it seem like we have power, that black people have power, they have access into these institutions, when it's only allowed, the space that they have there is only allowed for Uncle Toms and sellouts. Those are the only people that could be there, to be up there to say all that stupid stuff he's saying up there. So it's not even about what you can do, your abilities. It's about you have to fit into all these boxes that they got. I ain't even got time for this right here, man. Hey, yo, Sequeen, you there? Unmute Sequeen.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, yo, so you saw John O'Brien, right? He came last week?
Yeah.
So what did he offer? So talk to me. Tell me. Tell us. What he offering John O'Brien, one of the richest black people around here, what he offering to the people?
Basically, credit education or credit awareness. He's teaching basically about credit and home ownership.
That's it?
He's connecting poverty around the country to the credit score. And he was just saying people with knowledge of credit is more self-sufficient. He wasn't like selling nothing.
So how that help you?
It's just information. It's education.
I know. I'm saying how is that going to help you get to the next level where you going to?
I don't see somebody talking as something to like get me to the next level.
So what's the point of listening to him?
The same point of me listening to you. I'm here for
No. Hey, yo, I didn't tell you to work on your credit score. I told you to come so we could put our money together to start to do business together. That's not what he told you. He told you got to get your credit score. He didn't say, come on, let's put our money together and do some business together. Is that what he told you?
Hell no.
Yeah, that ain't what he told you. He said you got to go get your credit score. Damn if you got a job. Damn if it's a job here for you to go get. Damn if there's enough money. Go get your credit score. Even though you ain't got no money, you ain't got no job, we going to go get a house. I mean, that's what he basically said. Like, and to me, all those people are frauds in our community, hustling the people in our community. I mean, like, everything that we doing, we showing and proving. I mean, you want to come to the after school, anybody want to come see the after school program, they want to come help out, they can come. Anybody want to come help out with the food program, they want to come, they can come. We don't just go up to the community and be like, yo, get your credit score together. I mean, get your credit score together, you're going to be able to get a house. I mean, but like, I don't know how to speak to people. That's why I'm asking you, Shaquille. I don't know how to speak to people for them to understand and see that it's a hustle, that it's not the same thing. Because I don't understand how you can say what he does and what we do are the same thing. You heard me?
It's just educating the masses. It's not like I went there thinking I was going to be able to execute a business with him, or expecting like I don't have a prior relationship to do business with him.
You didn't know you needed credit to get a house?
Yeah, of course.
But be that as it may, man. But it's part of the struggle, man. It's part of the struggle, trying to organize, trying to get people to understand. That's why I always say, like, you got to go back to the kids. But look, I'm about to go right here, right?
Hold on, I want to comment on that.
But I do want to add, I only know that because I take the time to study that. That's not something everybody knows. You know somebody that went to jail because he tried to purchase a house with cash and money orders.
I got you. Go ahead. What you wanted to say, General Secretary?
This is all part of the whole financial literacy thing that they feed to poor people. Because I don't know where they think poor people, how much education you can give them about money if they don't have the money. So, like, that whole, like, John Hope is a multi-millionaire, probably a billionaire. For him to tell people, go get credit, and then you get, that's something you learn in basic freaking financial literacy class. We don't need somebody like John Hope to tell us that. Somebody like John Hope should be telling us, I have this institution for the people where we can help the people get houses or help people that are facing housing insecurity become more secure. Where is his institutions at? Where is the stuff that he's helping the people? Telling people to get financial literate is not helping anybody, especially people that don't have any money.
Yeah, but look, see, that's why I'm about to play this. This is Chancellor Williams. When we talk about the things that we're doing, why we're doing them, is because we read and we studied. Chancellor Williams is probably in the Mount Rushmore of black historians that ever lived. And he wrote a book, The Destruction of the Black Civilization. I don't know, maybe we should read that here as our next book. But when we talk about education, listen to what he says right here.
There were, however, numerous chiefs who not only opposed slavery, but fought against it to the death, literally. Some were encircled and with their whole people died fighting the enslaver to the end. End of note.
That was a note before he went on to say what he said, whatever, in what I'm about to play next. And he was saying that other black people, other chiefs, sold black people into slavery. Because black people were always able to be bought to go against their own people. And he's saying, even though you had those people around, you had the John Hope Bryants around, you also had the revolutionaries that fought against imperialism. Often, their whole families, their whole tribe, everybody dying. And they're picking up that hoe. They're knocking at that mountain, trying to knock that mountain down, saying no. The ones that died, saying no, we will not be conquered. We will not be exploited. That's how far back we go about knocking that hole down, about knocking the system down.
As a direct result of this continued universal enslavement through education, black youth are in revolt. That revolt will become increasingly dangerous as they increasingly realize how completely they are blocked from self-realization in the very institutions that should further it. How difficult it is to find suitable textbooks in black history or even, quote, Negro teachers who do not limit themselves to the viewpoints of the white masters who train them. The frustrations become more intolerable as the young find themselves between two fires. The white racists who determine the very nature of their education, and the Negro educators who also see the world through the blue eyes of the Saxons. In short, they are forced to turn to their own devices because they find so many of their own race who should be working with them in the camps of the enemy.
They find out most of the professors, most of the politicians, most of these people, John O'Brien, all these people work in the camp of the enemy. See, that's what you find out later on as time progresses, and you're still researching these people. You're still seeing what they're doing, trying to understand that they've done nothing for nobody. They have helped nobody in our communities climb out of the poverty that they were in when they met them. When you start to understand all that, when the generation start to understand all of that, they turn away from the older generation. This was written about 60 years ago. That's what we're going through now. We're going through the same issues now. The young don't listen to the old. And they're telling you about education, how important education is. Yo, what John O'Brien, the propaganda they spew, that is not education. None of that is education. They're all poverty pimps. Came, left, and I just asked the Queen on what you call it. I'm sure he went down there and he saw him. Yo, bro, you ain't been to the gym yet with the kids. I can't get you to come out to an event, to a Black Panther event where we serve in the community. But every time they're having a breakfast, I see you in your suit and your tie down there. And you say you're trying to get information from me, you're trying to learn from me, but you're not trying to commit because I'm not rich. I don't have millions of dollars. See, I understand this, yo. I understand. If I was able to cut you a check, you would have been at the gym already. Mad people would have ran to the gym already.
You gotta hold it.
Yeah, come on, go ahead, talk to me.
You can see I'm not in the gym no days out my week. I'm in a suit. Now you trying to take me out my dress wear and make me sweat. And you saying it's okay.
Go to the gym for the kids, bro.
We talk, you see, party, like you tell me, like, you want me to teach you, you want me to help you. You've known me for a minute now. Not once have you pulled up to anything that we doing for the community. Not once. Not every time you see.
I pulled up on you on 2 separate occasions before.
Where?
On Montgomery and on South Orange Ave.
What was I doing on Montgomery?
You was giving out Rice Krispies and breakfast stuff on Montgomery and on South Orange Ave.
And you pulled up to help.
I pulled up. I wasn't pulling up on purpose. I was driving past, so I jumped out.
So when I say pull up on me, hey, yo, look, and let's bring this back. Yo, this is not a.
No. You hear my background right now?
Yeah.
What that sound like to you?
It's cars and stuff.
Oh, it sounds like a motorcycle to me, but I'm letting you know this is a car that I'm borrowing from one of my mentors.
Yeah, but I said let's pull it back real quick, cause like this ain't no bashing, Sequeen type energy, whatever. Nah, it's just I'm having a conversation with Sequeen. Yo, I really need you to pull up. If I'm gonna be able to help you, I need you to pull up. I need to come see what we do. I need you to build a relationship with the kids. I mean, I need you to see them and know them. I mean, I need to build a relationship with our future. I mean, that's.
I'm Uncle Queen in these streets. I'm Uncle Queen to kids I don't even know. I got the biggest bouncy house in the city.
This how you be doing when John O'Brien be talking. This how you be doing. You cut him off and you start telling him what you're doing in the business world.
Nah, you
listen to him, right?
Like, I'm not in the streets, and I'm letting you know, like, I'm out here in a different fashion from you.
I know, and that's what we're talking.
Hold on, so Queen, you the one who said you wanted to be part of the party. You took the test.
Right.
This is all part of the party, serving the people. Now you can't. Now you want to. I don't understand what you're saying right now.
What I'm saying is money don't drive Sequeen Harris. Money ain't got nothing to do with Sequeen Harris. Like, that's ridiculous for y'all to say something like that.
Why is that ridiculous, bro? When I see you in all those spaces where you trying to get the resources from. But I don't see you over here. You done took a test.
You see me in these spaces presently. You haven't seen me in these spaces historically, like growing up. I'm in these spaces because
forget those spaces. You haven't been in our spaces.
Nah, but look, we going on the deep end right now. But we good though. Now, all I'm saying is, and I know you can't think this is a bad thing. Hey, yo, if you saying you want to do what we doing, if you're interested in the Pantherism, all I'm saying is you got to show up, yo. You got to show up to what we doing. That's not nothing bad. That's not nothing calling you out your name. I'm just saying I want you to show up. But you're not the only person. It's a few people that go through 13 weeks, 14 weeks. They take the test. They pass the test. They don't come to meetings. They don't come to nothing. So it's like, I'll be wondering, why go through all the whole process and you're not going to show up to nothing to do the stuff that we're doing? I don't get it myself, but be that as it may, it is what it is. We just continue doing, building the institutions in the community. And like at the end of the day, this is the message I really want to get out. You have to put it in place. People got to see it first. They got to see that it's working. They got to see they could be able to go there and they could be able to sustain themselves. If they don't see that, they're not really going to partake in it. I mean, and I understand that. I don't blame the people for that. I mean, I blame myself. I have to put in more work to make sure before I get off this planet that we have the foundation down, we have the institutions working for people to see them and want to come join them. I mean, because like I'm telling you, it's real easy to see all the glitz and glamour, whatever, and run over there to the glitz and glamour, and then you sitting up on the court stand talking about we didn't want to be taking all them sausages down your throat. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. You're chasing that glitz and glamour. At the end of the day, you're going to get what you're chasing. I mean, and there's no sympathy here for anybody that's chasing that glitz and glamour and they end up with STDs and all kind of stuff. Yo, you should have never went there. But it is what it is, man. Yo, anybody got something to add before we end the show real quick? General Secretary, come bring it up. Let me see where they at. Go ahead, talk to me, my guy.
You can't start a conversation with me and then just end it for your preference. When you got questions, I want to be able to answer those things. I don't want you having lost thoughts on me, and I can answer them clearly.
You answered it already?
I'm not sure. It sounded like you said you didn't understand something that didn't be as though as it may.
No, I hear you. I understand. Now, go ahead. What you got to say? You said you don't want me to say what I'm saying and say. What you wanted to say?
You said I wasn't coming to see you because you ain't have a checkbook for me, and I don't. Today you say I ain't come to you because you ain't got a checkbook. Last week you thought I needed security and something other rather, and whole time I'm saying I need y'all help. I'm trying to learn from you. I don't know how it go from me trying to learn to looking for a check and needing security.
Oh, because you haven't showed up. You can't ask me for help. You don't show up.
Security if I never show up. Security or check if I never show up.
You say what?
I said, but how do I get security or a check if I never show up?
Because you don't believe there's a check here. You don't think there's a check here for you to get. That's why you're not showing up. It's like
I gotta make my check. I don't think one person got them for me or anybody in particular.
But you're not. You're not the only one. You're not the only one that I'm saying that about. I had a conversation with Dr. Umar. We got an interview that we did, and he said until you put this stuff in place, until you have these things in place, your people not coming. They're not coming till they see like they can get something out of it. I mean, and that's what he said. That's what we said. We both agreed on. You're not just one person. I'm saying in general, people not showing up till they see that you got that hole and you digging at that mountain and you knocking that mountain down. After they see all the work that you done did, all the work you done put in to knock that mountain down, then the people are gonna come join because they're gonna be like, damn, if he could do that, imagine what we could all do together. They're gonna come join in. Yo, it's the same process. I mean, like, yo, if I was John Hope Bryant, bro, you would have been to the gym already, dog. Like, let's stop playing around. Right or wrong?
Shit, man, you keep saying I'm gonna be to the gym.
No. Answer the question. If I was John Hope Bryant, if John Hope Bryant had a gym here in North where he working with kids every day, you telling me you wouldn't have been to that gym to see him already?
I'm telling you, I have a backyard full of gym equipment I don't touch, bro. I study.
You're not. You're dodging the question, bro. You're dodging the question. We're having a serious conversation.
I'm trying to tell you, I don't work out, bro.
So if you don't have to work out, we got kids in the gym. So this is what I'm gonna do, right? This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take all the kids to the Robert Treat. You gonna come there?
If it's like you talking about financial literacy or group.
No, I'm gonna tell you. We're gonna talk about financial literacy. I'm gonna tell you to go get a credit score to get a house. You gonna come?
I could do that at the gym though. Like that's not stopping me from coming. I'm just letting you know I don't work out.
Nobody's asking you to work out. I don't work out in the gym.
Don't we have a backyard full of gym equipment I don't touch every day?
But I don't. But like, I got you, yo. We'll talk about this later.
Look, I walked past my gym equipment yesterday and I was like, I should be ashamed of myself. Like this stuff here every day and I don't touch it.
I could dig it. Hey, Gio, you there, Gio? Come on, Gio. I see you, Francois. I see you up there. Gio, get to the phone. Unmute Gio.
Which one is he?
Francois.
I want to introduce you to Chance, Chairman.
You say what?
I want to introduce you to Chance. Hey, Chance. Come here, bro.
Gio, unmute yourself. I see you texting me saying you here.
I'm on the phone, right? And I want them to know what you be learning. Okay?
Hello?
Yeah. Hold on. Hey, Chairman. This is
Gio, you're unmuted. Go ahead.
Hello? I'm talking.
Hey, Gio. Hey, it's Sequeen. Hold on, Sequeen. Hey, Gio.
Yeah.
You talked to Subi?
Yeah, I talked to him.
All right, so look. Hey, speak a little bit louder and tell us who Shubi is.
Okay, so Shubi's a fellow friend that Afrika met when he was in Dominican Republic. He's interested in becoming a Panther, and right now he's taking his test right now. He also has a couple of resources on how we could build a Panther base out in the Dominican Republic and also do other business opportunities out there.
Pause right there for a second. So you've been communicating. I say pause for a second. You've been communicating. You with the New African Black Panther Party, right? You with our organization, right?
Yeah.
You've been communicating with Subi, trying to help him with the tests and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Have you been in the gym in the last couple of weeks? No, you ain't been in the gym. There's nothing to think about. You ain't been in the gym. Hey, you been giving out food the last couple of weeks? No, you ain't been giving out food. Yeah, you not been giving out food. But what you have been doing, you have been working with Shubi all the way in DR to get him acclimated, to get him to understand what he needs to do to be part of our organization. Hey, you're putting in work. You're doing work. You don't have to go in the gym and work out. You don't have to go give out food. You don't have to go do housing. You don't have to go do pig patrol. But you're working. You're working to help the party, to build an organization in the Dominican Republic. That's why I asked you to come on, for you to explain what you've been doing. You haven't been going to go fight the police. Are you a college student?
Yeah, I'm a college student.
You're a college student all the way in Connecticut, right?
Yeah.
No, so like the reason why I'm explaining this, because I'm talking to the homies of Queens just now, and I'm trying to explain to them about the work that we're doing. It's not about coming in the gym to work out. It's not about doing any of that. It's about serving the community as an organization, as a party. Wherever you fit in, you fit in. Gio, that's where Francois fit in at. That's what he doing. I mean, like, Sequeen, when I'm asking you to pull up, I'm asking you to pull up as an organization, as a family, for you to help the family. I'm not asking you to come work out. That's not what I'm asking you to do. I'm not asking you to come do anything that you don't want to do. And I'm just asking you, how come you ain't pull up yet? But when I look on the screen, whenever they have a breakfast thing, go ahead, unmute yourself. You down there. That's the conversation we having. Unmute yourself. Or General Secretary, unmute him.
I don't like screaming, Chairman, and y'all keep cutting me off, and I don't like going back and forth with my elders, bro.
Everybody is talking. We can't just talk. Yo,
I feel out of place if I be like yelling back while you talking and stuff.
That's why we unmute you now for you to say what you got to say.
So I was trying to introduce you to a 7-year-old that I'm teaching how to read. He's going to tell you about him becoming an engineer and technology and stuff like that. But y'all cut me off so I could hear Gio.
Now,
I'm already under the impression that we all serve. I'm listening.
Hey, yo, you see, you said the 7-year-old. You said 7-year-old, right? Huh? Yo, I can't hear you. You're low.
Yes.
All right, 7-year-old that you're working with, that you're teaching. Hey, yo, that's great. But being part of an organization, taking the test and saying you're part of an organization, hey, yo, you do that as an organization. You don't do stuff like that on your own. Yo, that's a great thing. Like, if you got a couple of kids that you're teaching, yo, that only make us better. So that's where you fit in at. And then when we have a meeting, when we have conversations, you could be like, you could tell us about how that's going. What do you need to keep doing that? Where do you do it at? Do you need some space? Do you need some books? And we're supposed to be here to help you, help those children. But when you say, like, you about to put a kid on that you be helping learn how to read, like, that's not working within an organization. That's doing your own thing. And if we're going to do our own thing, what's the point of joining an organization? I mean, like, but it's like, that's the reason why. Those are the reasons why I want to talk to you. I want to know you. I want you to come into the organization because you have the ability to do things like that. But I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to talk behind your back and be like, yo, we be saying it like, yo, Sequeen, you and other people haven't showed up to the gym, don't come out to do no work, don't come out to help. You ain't the only person, but I'm not going to say that behind your back. And then when I see you and I don't say nothing, that means I'm a scumbag. I'm talking behind your back then. I'm a coward. You shouldn't trust me. Right or wrong?
I'd rather you talk to me instead of waiting until we're in a group chat and attempting to, like, call me out. That's really, like, nerve-wracking to me. That you had me feeling both you and General Secretary had me feeling some type of way all type of week. Like, all week y'all had me feeling some type of way. I literally was hearing y'all voices all week. I don't.
Sequeen.
I don't like selling myself, bro. And for me to approach y'all and ask y'all for help, and then I gotta sell myself and prove I'm solid, it makes me feel some type of way. I don't have, like, a lot of elders. I'm like you know me. I'm fresh off the streets, bro. So having to
you're supposed to feel some type of way, Sequeen. You're supposed to feel some. Yo, you got to die to be reborn. Yo, the way you feel, how we supposed to be secretive, we supposed to talk to you private. Yo, as an organization, we do nothing private. We have no private conversations, yo. Everything is above board. That's different from everything that you've been used to. That's different from everything you know. That's not how people move out here. People have little secret meetings and then come to the people, and then they have secret meetings in front of the people. We don't do that. Everything we talk about in front of everybody. There are no secrets. That's who we are. I mean, that's character. Like, I'm not going to say nothing about you that I'm afraid to, I'm not going to say something behind your back that I'm afraid to say to you in front of your face. That makes me a coward.
And also we self-criticize. Like, that's just a big thing in our party, so we can check ourselves.
And that's why
the chairman gets checked every day publicly.
and that's why we play mild. All the places that we learn how we move, we listen to Mal. We on chapter 21. He's been saying the same thing through the whole thing. No secrets. Keeping everything above board. talking it out, how you deal with the people in the organization. I apologize if it feels uncomfortable, but we have no secrets. And I hope like me talking to you like this, us talking to you like this, doesn't turn you away. Because we only holding up the mirror. It's only what we thinking. That's what we thinking in our mind. Real talk, when I'm sitting down, whatever, on social media and shit, and then I see you up there at the breakfast meeting, whatever, I'm like, how is he at the breakfast meeting if he's going to these classes and he understanding, like, these are the people that's making people's lives hell in this community? I mean, like, that's what I'm thinking. So the first time I talk to you, I'm going to ask you that. But I'm not going to ask you in private to conceal how I really feel. And if you want to talk, go ahead and talk. I see your your hand up.
I don't mind like talking in front of anybody. I just mind it when I'm trying to get to you throughout the week and you telling me like, yo, I'm gonna hit you back, and then it's like, all right, we're gonna talk about it in front of the group as if you're calling me out. Me personally, I feel like can't nobody call me out. I'm solid. I'm raised by the best. Like anybody could look up my mother, my father, my grandmother, my grandfather, anybody that ever taught me, any mentor I ever crossed. Can't nobody call me out. That's how I feel. But then I was like self-reflecting. I'm like, damn, they don't really know me like that. Like he been seeing me around, but he don't know me. So I'm getting like agitated because I'm like, bro, come see me. Like, bro, get with me. And you saying, come to the gym. I got weights in my bedroom I don't touch. Like, it ain't about.
Why you still talking about weights? I told you ain't got to lift weights no more. I told you we're not lifting weights.
I'm not going to keep hiding from the weights. I'm gonna come work out. But you saying like it's about working out and.
No, it's not about working out. No, yo.
You saying like it's about coming to put in work with you, and I'm saying like you see me in suits. My work is restoring the male image or putting confidence on the boys. Like boxing does put confidence on the boys, and it'll probably help me boost my confidence. But that's not a chapter I'm ready to face yet. But we didn't get to have that conversation. You wanted to like think you could put me on blast in front of the group. That's where I'm like, yo, what the like? Come on, bro. Like, Quayne Harris could be looked up anywhere. Like, I'm really Uncle Quayne to thousands of kids. Like, some kids I don't even know. And I won't be Uncle Quayne if I was stationed at a gym. Or if I was stationed anywhere.
Hey, yo, I think, you know what, yo? I don't think this is space for you then, bro. Because you're not listening right now. You saying what you want to say. I don't think this is space for you. Yo, I'm at the gym because that's where the children are at. All day, like, that's my day. I don't go nowhere else. Yo, I said we work with the children. We have an after-school program. It's at the gym. Yo, I'm not coming to go put on a suit or go where you at with your suit on. Yo, we're running an organization here. If you want to be part of the organization, you come to the organization. We don't come to you to come service at your place, whatever. Yo, we have this after-school program going on every day. It's at a gym. If you want to be part of what we're doing, if you want to talk, you pull up. You don't tell me, like, I should come pull up to you, to come to you where you at for you to be able to. I don't even understand how that works, yo. I mean, because like, it just sound like to me, you're just making excuses. I mean, and like, I don't have time for that. I don't have time to play the excuse game. Yeah, but like, till next time, all power to the people. I live for the people. I die for the people.